Demonstrators called out in English and Arabic for the resignation of Egyptian President Hosni Mubarak. It was a crowd of a few thousand that gathered at UN Plaza in San Francisco this past Saturday, an attempt by the people of the Bay Area to show their support for protesters on an entirely different side of the world.
They're not the only ones who are protesting. Everyone around them, around the world is supporting them.
Inspired by the uprisings to overthrow Mubarak's 30-year regime, young and old alike marched in the police-monitored streets around San Francisco's City Hall. Some protesters were motivated by American politics.
I think that the U.S. has always had a role in Egyptian politics simply by supporting the military and giving $1.5 billion in aid.
But others, like UC Berkeley student Somaya Abdelghani,
I have a lot of family in Egypt.
have been affected on a much more personal level.
I visit almost every summer, and every single time you go back, you see that these people are literally miserable.
Somaya and her sister Zainab are second-generation Egyptian Americans. They're part of the Egyptian student population here at UC Berkeley that stood with the protesters on Saturday.
This is just from the protest today.
Their mother and brother are currently in Cairo, not far from Tahrir Square.
My uncle Abdullah is kind of like mafia style. My family's been staying with him, and he has his gun inside of the living room.
When the two sisters visited family in Egypt this past summer, they never imagined the peaceful streets of Cairo in 2010 would, just 6 months later, be rocked by the uprisings of these past 2 weeks. But while family members are fighting for their freedom in the homeland, Zainab and Somaya have refused to stand idly by. Their participation in the rallies are infused with high hopes.
Because once this movement materializes, once this happens, this can mean humongous things for the region.
But will it make a difference? It's a question on everyone's mind, including Dr. Nazar AlSayyad, professor and director of UC Berkeley's Center for Middle Eastern Studies. Sayyad, who's spoken on the uprisings with various news outlets, remains hopeful.
Positive thing that is coming out of the demonstration is that message is coming, loud and clear, whether it's coming in from San Francisco, Los Angeles, or Washington, D.C., just as much
But he's
as it's
still
coming out of
reserving
Cairo.
his predictions.
For that, maybe it's too early. We'll have to wait and see.
Meanwhile, Zainab and Somaya can only hope for the safety of their family.
I hope that Hussein just grows up in a better Egypt, dude.
Yeah. This is for him,
In San Francisco, Reena Flores, CalTV.